Dear listener, before we begin, I want to invite you to pause for a moment. Don't scroll, don't look for the next thing, don't let your attention scatter any further. Just breathe and allow yourself to receive these words as if they were meant just for you. Because in truth, the fact that you are listening to this podcast right now is not an accident. Every step you've taken, every choice you've made, whether intentional or not, has led you to this very moment. The universe has its own gentle, precise way of arranging things. It doesn't shout, it doesn't force, but it always knows the right time to whisper to you, it's time. Time to remember who you truly are. Time to remember why you came here. We grow up in a world that teaches us to chase stability, a decent salary, a respectable title, and a socially approved definition of success. But very few people ever ask us, who are you really? What does your heart want? What were you born to do for this world? And so, year after year, we run, studying, working, earning, worrying, comparing, struggling. That lingering sense of I'm not enough follows us everywhere. Not smart enough, not wealthy enough, not attractive enough, not accomplished enough. But in all that noise, we forget something essential. You did not come into this world just to please society. You came to answer a unique calling from the universe. You were not created merely to have a job. You were born with a sacred mission. The problem is that we often misunderstand what manifestation or positive energy really means. Maybe you've heard the advice, just think positive and you'll attract good things. And so you try, you act strong, you act confident, you act optimistic. You post inspirational quotes, you tell everyone I'm fine, even when your heart is heavy. You say you want to be wealthy, but every bill terrifies you. You say you want love, but you secretly imagine being abandoned. You say you want confidence, but deep inside you feel unworthy. What you project on the surface is not the frequency the universe responds to. The universe responds to the truth inside you, your deepest beliefs. You can say I am worthy 1,000 times, but if your heart whispers I'm not, then the universe hears the whisper, not the words. Do you remember the child you once were? The child who believed they were born to be different, born to shine, born for something great. Perhaps you once imagined yourself standing on a big stage, creating something meaningful, living a life full of passion and purpose. But as the years passed, life taught you to shrink your dreams, to be realistic, to be safe, to just survive. Little by little, the fire inside you, the inner flame that once burned so brightly, started to dim. Not because you were weak, but because you traded passion for safety. And when that inner flame fades, life begins to feel heavy, repetitive, and empty. You work hard, you try your best, but still, you feel stuck. Not because you lack effort, but because you've forgotten your true identity. You are not your job title. You are not your salary. You are not the mistakes you made in the past. You are the main character in a story written just for you, crafted by the universe with intention, with purpose, with love. Your talents, your passions, the things you naturally enjoy, these are not accidents. They are clues, codes, indicators pointing you toward your true mission. The universe speaks through simplicity, through what feels natural, through what gives you energy rather than drains it. And to reconnect with your true path, you can start with 3 simple steps. First, learn to listen. Take a few minutes each day to disconnect from the noise. Not to beg for answers, but to ask yourself, who am I right now? Am I living as the person I'm meant to be, or just playing a safe role? The answers come quietly, through familiar feelings, repeated thoughts, small nudges. Second, notice the signs, repeating numbers, unexpected opportunities, people who appear in your life at the perfect moment. These are not coincidences. When your inner frequency shifts, the outer world shifts with it. Third, activate your gifts. If writing comes easily, perhaps your words are meant to guide others. If listening and understanding come naturally, perhaps you're meant to heal. If you can organize chaos, perhaps you're meant to create systems that help many people. Talents are not decorations, they are assignments. But let's be honest, the universe doesn't promise an easy path. Sometimes it teaches through heartbreak, loss, and collapse. You might lose a job to find the work you truly love. You might endure a breakup to prepare for a deeper, healthier love. You might hit financial rock bottom so you can rebuild with wisdom instead of fear. In the moment, these things feel like destruction. But later, you realize they were redirections. The universe also communicates through 5 powerful signals. The first is joy. Notice the activities that make time disappear, that energize you, that make you feel alive. These are clues. They are the universe whispering, this is your path. The second is physical discomfort. Pain is a messenger. Sometimes the body speaks when the heart can't. Stress, suppressed emotions, unresolved trauma, all of these can show up as aches, fatigue, or tension. The universe uses your body to get your attention when your mind refuses to listen. The third is mental repetition. A song stuck in your head, a dream that repeats, a thought that keeps returning. These are messages from your subconscious. They reveal dissatisfaction, fear, or unmet needs you haven't acknowledged. The fourth is intuition, a quiet voice inside you that doesn't argue, it simply knows. Logic is loud and anxious. Intuition is calm and concise. Meditation, long walks, journaling, all of these help you hear it more clearly. The fifth is the urge to ask deeper questions. Why am I here? What am I missing? What is the universe trying to tell me? When these questions arise, it means the universe is inviting you into a higher form of dialogue. Many people feel the universe doesn't listen to them, but in reality, they simply don't understand the laws that govern everything. For laws are especially relevant. 1. The law of action, you must take steps. The universe won't walk for you. 2. The law of cause and effect, every thought, every choice, every delay has consequences. 3. The law of attraction, you attract what matches your energy, not your wishes. 4. The law of energy transformation, you cannot control events, but you can always choose your response. And that choice changes everything. Another reason people stay stuck is misunderstanding the difference between setting goals and achieving goals. Setting goals uses imagination. Achieving goals requires habits, emotional mastery, and consistency. If your conscious mind wants success, but your subconscious still believes you are unworthy, the two parts of you will conflict, and you will move one step forward, one step back. Your conscious mind chooses, but your subconscious executes. If they aren't aligned, manifestation fails. We also live in a world obsessed with being positive. Smile, work harder, pretend everything is okay, but ignoring pain doesn't heal it. Suppressing sadness doesn't make it disappear. Those emotions simply sink deeper until they erupt in ways you don't expect. When you allow yourself to sit with sadness, anger, fear, without judgment, you grow stronger, wiser, more self-aware, and your energy becomes clearer, calmer, more powerful. And then there's the present moment, something we often overlook. We chase future happiness for so long that we forget happiness only exists in the present. When you practice gratitude, writing down 5 things each day, you anchor yourself in reality instead of illusions. You realize you're already surrounded by abundance. This podcast isn't telling you to quit your job or abandon responsibility. It's inviting you to take responsibility for your soul, not to live for paychecks, but to live for purpose. Not to fear money, but to let money flow through the value you create. True prosperity doesn't come from exhausting yourself in a job you dislike. It comes from aligning with your mission, your gifts, your truth. When that alignment happens, opportunities, relationships, and abundance naturally follow. Before you were born, the universe already prepared a blueprint for your life. Not a rigid script, but a map filled with possibilities. Your talents, your passions, your recurring lessons. These are the markers on your map. You don't need to invent your destiny. You only need the courage to trust it. Right now, as you listen, maybe a small question is rising inside you. Should I continue this path? Should I start something new? How do I live more authentically? I don't have your exact answer, but you do. It's hidden in what makes your eyes light up, in what brings you peace, in what silently calls your name even when you try to ignore it. So let me ask you, are you ready to accept the plan the universe has prepared for you? Not through words, but through daily choices, choosing honesty over pretending, choosing gratitude over complaining, choosing action over waiting, choosing to believe in your own worth instead of chasing approval. If this podcast touches something within you, take it as a sign that it's time to reconnect with your soul's mission, time to live more consciously, more truthfully, more abundantly, from the inside out. And if you want to continue this journey with me, consider following this podcast, sharing it with someone you feel might need these words. Who knows, maybe you will become the destined messenger who brings the universe's guidance to someone else, just as the universe brought you here today.